What happened?
Hello, John. Good to see you again.
I don't remember.
He's a psycho killer.
Sweet, what'd he do?
You saved my
David Doak, hi.
Hi.
Let's talk about Second Sight. It's a title from Theoretical Design, the Four Master. What can you tell us about the storyline behind this game?
What's interesting about the story is that we've decided to have a flashback narrative in it. So when you start the game, you're playing this character, John Vatic, and it's after he's had these traumatic events happen to him. He's in this medical facility and he's trying to escape. As he's escaping, he's learning that he has psychic powers, but he doesn't know how he got there or how he got to have the powers. So every now and again, he has a sort of episode where he has a flashback, which makes you go back to a level where you're playing in time about 6 months earlier. And at that point, this character, John Vatic, was involved in this failed military mission to Siberia to investigate the possibility that there was real psychic research there. And as you play through the game, you kind of alternate between the two time frames, and gradually the whole thing unfolds and you learn what happened in Siberia and how it made you be the person that you are afterwards.
About the gameplay mechanics, we're going to use some neat powers. What can you tell us about them?
So the psychic powers that he has are kind of like the player learns them one by one as they're escaping. So first of all, the kind of like the Swiss Army knife one is telekinesis, and that allows you to do a lot of really cool things. So you can pick up things in the environment, objects, move them around. The fact that I can move them around at all will sometimes scare some of the NPCs. They'll see me and they'll go, my God, this guy's kind of moving this around, so I'll run off. You can distract NPCs by kind of making rattling noises or move things like that, or I can pick things up and throw them at them. Later on in the game, the telekinesis allows me to actually bodily pick up someone when they're attacking me and hurl them around the room, throw them about. Other abilities are a kind of psychic healing, which allows me to replenish my health. A kind of psychic charm, which is like a mind trick that allows me to become invisible or partially invisible to the NPCs. I can sneak past them. An out-of-body astral projection, where I can go and remotely do things. Later on, I can astrally project and take over an NPC and move them out of the way, or maybe start a fight between an NPC and his friends. So all kinds of cool abilities which you kind of interplay between one another to allow you to kind of like get through the level.
Are we alone in this game, or do we have help?
So the mission, when you're escaping, you're initially escaping alone, because as you later find out, all of the people who are with you on this mission in Siberia are lost, dead or lost or broken in some way. Now, when you have the flashbacks to that mission, you play alongside this squad of like 5 or 6 people, and you kind of cooperate with them to get through. And an important thing that you're doing there often is trying to help them to survive. So if you can imagine, as you're escaping, you first of all find that you're the only one left, and that kind of stops you from going any further, because who can you go and find to find out more about what happened? You have a flashback to a time in the past where they were alive. If you help to keep them alive, when you come back from the flashback into the present, they're not dead, they're alive. They're like leads that you can follow up, so you go and find them. So an example is this woman who was on the mission. When you kind of change the past to keep her alive, she's not dead in the present, but she's been locked up in a mental asylum, and that becomes the place you then go to see if she can tell you any more about what happened. So you kind of like, sometimes you have someone with you, sometimes they're helping you actively, like shooting and helping you, or sometimes, like in the case when you find her, she's in a very bad state, so she needs to be helped through the level.
Of course, you're noteworthy for the Time Splitter series, Theoretical Design. Is there a multiplayer aspect in the mind for this game?
It's solely a single-player game. I mean, we made it, it's a standalone experience, and you play through it much in the same way a kind of like traditional storytelling thing works. And with this, I mean, it's much more that I think as you're playing it, I mean, although it's single-player, it's a very engaging game, and your interaction with the other characters. There's a lot of helping people in the game, and then by helping them, it kind of helps you. So there's a kind of, I guess, there's something for someone who's playing alone in the small hours of the morning. Is kind of like a really engaging story.
Thank you very much, David.
Okay, thank you. Good to see you.